And now for the InfoVis 20-Year Test of Time Award. I'm Tamara Munzner. 20 years ago, in our 7th instantiation, we were still a symposium with 22 papers, 14 full and 8 short. I chaired the award committee for adjudication this year with Tim Dwyer and Melanie Torrey joining me. Ben Shneiderman and Martin Wattenberg wrote an influential paper on ordered Treemap layouts, followed up by a longer paper in the Transactions on Graphics journal with Ben Bederson on Ordered and Quantum Treemaps. These two papers in combination have been cited over 1,000 times and were an important step towards the current widespread adoption of the Treemap family of techniques. The 2001 InfoVis paper introduced a method to retain the order of items while also producing rectangles with low aspect ratios similar to squarified Treemaps. The approach addressed a critical problem of layout stability, where changes in the dataset could result in dramatic discontinuous changes in the Treemap layout. With trends towards interaction as a critical component of InfoVis system design and the need to handle updating data, mechanisms to ensure layout stability were an important and long-lasting contribution to InfoVis. Also notable are the introduction of meaningful metric for assessing layout quality and a systematic and rigorous evaluation of several different Treemap algorithms against those metrics. As such, the paper can also be commended as an early exemplar of algorithm quality benchmarking. The follow-up journal paper also introduced the quantum Treemap approach suitable for laying out images within the generated rectangles and included a user study to assess human performance benefits of the new algorithms. In combination, they represent foundational work that underlies modern Treemap algorithms. Congratulations to Ben, Martin, and Ben. We'll now hear their reflections.
I'm Ben Shneiderman, a professor of computer science at the University of Maryland, but now a busy emeritus professor advocating for human-centered AI. In 1990, I managed a team of 14 researchers at Maryland's Human-Computer Interaction Lab, who shared a computer hard drive that was regularly filled to capacity. I wanted a single screen display to show all the users' files at once so I could decide who needed to trim their storage space. After months of trying different algorithms, I had an aha moment in the faculty coffee room, but it took me 3 days to write the 6-line recursive program to make it work. My slice and dice algorithm that you see here was soon implemented by PhD student Brian Johnson. Since the data was the hard drive tree structure of folders and the layout was space filling, the name Treemap described it well.
I'm Martin Wattenberg. I'm a professor at Harvard, and I also work part-time at Google. But back in New York in 1998, I was one of the first data journalists. I designed a map of the stock market, which showed companies as rectangles arranged by sector and industry. You can see it behind me now. To make it easier to read, I used a simple recursive algorithm which kept the rectangles close to square. Users liked it, ended up being widely imitated, but one of the best things about it was it introduced me to the academic visualization world, where I met other people who loved thinking about these things. It was incredibly fun and exciting to get to know both Bens, and also later Jack Van Wyk, who had also created an elegant squarification algorithm for Treemaps. One downside of these squarification layouts is they change discontinuously when items change size. And that's a problem if your items are companies constantly changing value. Since they also shuffled the order of items, Ben, and I began an exciting collaboration around so-called ordered Treemap algorithms to address this problem.
And I'm Ben Bederson, also a professor emeritus of computer science at the University of Maryland and an entrepreneur as well. In 2001, I had my first child at the time that Kodak sold its first digital camera, and I got excited by digital photo management. Seeing Ben S. and Martin working on Treemaps made me think about how to use that visual structure to organize photos. For me, the excitement has always been about working with colleagues to use technology to solve pressing problems, and in this case, to try and figure out how to put photos in the Treemaps. Treemaps gained steam, with many others adapting them to their domains. They were included in Microsoft Excel in 2013, and have become part of most visualization toolkits while gaining widespread use in business, journalism, genomics, digital humanities, and other fields as well.
The Treemap art project triggered interest in visual aesthetics of Treemaps resulting in a donation of 12 large prints to the Museum of Modern Art. But the daily satisfaction of seeing Treemaps in popular media and research articles reminds me of the happy collaboration with my remarkable teammates. We all thank the IEEE VIS conference organizers for recognizing this productive collaboration by way of this 20-year Test of Time Award. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.